There we go. Now we're going.
Yeah! What's up, guys? Welcome to the StudioDork Podcast, episode 22, a new era. My name is Gary, and also with me is...
Cameron.
And Cameron is eating while recording. How rude. How rude is that?
It's hard, though.
On my birthday.
It's
on
my
30th birthday.
It's my podcast.
On my 30th birthday. It's your podcast?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're going to sell your stocks, and I'm going to sell my stocks, and it's going to be this big suit.
You're going to own Dork, and I'm going to own Studio. That's how we roll,
That's an old joke. We're doing new jokes now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Did you tell them to listen to some interesting stuff or no?
You guys should totally listen to some interesting stuff.
Okay, so Cameron had some beverages today. Yeah. Some beverages. So he's a little...
we talked about it on the last podcast.
We did talk about it, but these might be brand new people. Oh, these people that are brand new.
Alright, well, what I'm going to say is if you want to hear the good version, where I haven't had beverages, go and listen to the last episode.
So let's tell them this is going to be a bad one already.
Oh, we don't know. It could be the best one ever.
Yeah, so...
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about different things that we're not going to tell you in advance because we're going to do that next time.
Yeah, we're trying different formats, guys.
Yeah, but not this time.
No, we're just a little unprepared.
Yeah, I'm going to tell them when I'm... No, we?
Yeah.
I'm unprepared.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm unprepared. Yeah. No, one of us might be a little unprepared and had some beverages on my birthday.
I invited you.
On my double mitzvah. On my double bar mitzvah.
Going crazy, okay?
Too late. No, yeah. So, I'm going to actually tell you guys some of the things that I'll be talking about. And then afterwards, Cameron will mention a few things that he'll be talking about as well. Mm-hmm. So, I'll be talking about my birthday today.
And I'll be talking about movies.
And I'll be talking about some clients. Go or raise the payment.
I got a couple theme parks I want to talk about.
Billboards, do we really need them? Sound familiar?
Yeah, I was in the bloopers last time. Awesome.
That's all you got? Cool. Yes. PSD, naming service. What? What's that? I'll tell you about it a little bit.
Right.
And then Clear app, a new pretty cool app. There's crumbs everywhere. Yeah. And a semi-backline situation I'll talk about. Yeah. So I guess our show is starting now. What had anything happened at work this week, or you went to the movies yesterday and couldn't see it, or you went to IKEA or something, or I told you to go to IKEA, or I could just talk for you and never get to talk.
Yeah, so there was an early screening of John Carter that we were supposed to go to yesterday.
Yeah.
And we signed up for it, but it was first come, first serve, and we got there a little bit too late.
Yeah.
But there was a Q&A afterwards with the director, something Stanton.
You have to remember their names because that's how you respect them.
Andrew Stanton?
Oh.
I might have said that wrong.
Now, if you said it wrong, you have to recorrect it on episode 23.
Yeah, I'll have to recorrect
Jordan! 23.
I can't remember right now. But it was pretty cool. I mean, we went and we stood in line for like 20 minutes and then we didn't get in. So we just went to a sushi place and just had sushi. But it was cool.
The reason that happens is because Cameron's coming from his job like from Culver City and he has to go all the way to Burbank during rush hour. That's where that screening was. So that's why they didn't make it. Even though it's not like super far, it's still pretty far for LA, but that's during rush hour. It's crazy. I know what that is. So that's why you guys didn't make it.
And it was the day after the Oscars, so they were still cleaning up after the Oscars, so they shut down some roads. But it was cool though. We still had fun.
You had sushi, right? With a new friend of yours that you replaced me with, right?
We had sushi with a bunch of people,
but
yeah.
I heard I've been replaced. I don't know. These are the rumors on the streets. It's not like I just turned 30 today or anything like that.
You did just turn 30.
Double mitzvah.
Yeah, double mitzvah.
Even though that would be 26. Right? Turn it into chipmunk voice.
Yeah,
that part, only that part.
All right, fantastic.
Yeah, so and as far as myself, I am still working with the same client, pretty much the same place where I'm at, and fairly new place, whatever, and everything's really going really good there. I'm liking it very much. Today I worked on their website that we had to launch fairly fast, and there's going to be like a version, another version coming up. This is just like kind of a quick launch because there's like a show going on in Europe that they're at right now, so we're trying to do that, trying to work on that site, and also I started working on the mobile version of the site. That's very fun. I like doing stuff like that, interface stuff, and figuring out resolutions and different type of mobile phones. It's very fun. And I actually had a pretty not so good situation over the weekend that I told you some of it, but you didn't find out the final result, which is pretty Pretty bad. Like, so a lot of times, this is actually a Craigslist client that I had. It felt a little bit fishy. Now, I've had a lot of different clients from different sources, whether it's friends recommend each other or different sources online, different things like that, Dribble, whatever. I've always had pretty successful things. If I agree stuff with people, it'll usually, you know, it ends up working out. People pay me half of the payment, then I give them the rest of the stuff, and there's sometimes some revisions, and then they give me the full payment. Boom, bam, everything's done, everybody's happy. Now I have something for my portfolio, sometimes not, but whatever. Yeah. This situation, and I talked about it briefly on the last podcast, that this client, this was a Craigslist client, somebody recommended me to him from on Craigslist. And I've done stuff on Craigslist before, I've never had any bad situations ever. And this is the first time. And these are the type of situations that people talk about all the time. Like, hey, I did something and it was horrible, it was a nightmare, on Craigslist is bad, don't do it. And it happened to me kind of, not that much, because I didn't invest that much time. But still, so here's pretty much what happened. Okay. So there was a client on Craigslist, and he wanted me to do some stuff. He was asking what the budget is, blah blah blah. He was trying to kind of lowball it, like for it was just for a logo. He already had the font, and I said I couldn't do it for this price. I could do it for this price though, and I still gave him a fairly low price, but still kind of fair, but still more on the low end. Yeah. And he agreed to it. He paid me half of the payment on PayPal, and then I still wanted to talk to him. And I talked to him on the phone and everything. The guy seemed very nice, very legitimate, knew what he wanted. I asked him a lot of different questions. I went through the whole process that I usually go through. Yeah. You know, took some time to do that and all that stuff. And then started working on his, some of his logo. I probably invested about an hour and a half, something like that, physically working on it. And then thinking about it, that probably was some other time. Because, you have to think about it. You got to do little sketches. In this situation, I didn't really do any sketches. But I spoke to him, found out different information, and did all that. It's all investing a certain time. Doing all that, and then in the end, he just said, "Oh, just give me my money back and this and that," and I don't know what. He said something changed with the name, and he doesn't want to do it, and blah 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 blah. And prior, before even starting doing the project, he asked, "Hey, would I be able to get the money back if I don't like it?" And I said, "No, if I start on it, I already did the work. You're agreeing to a certain thing, and I didn't have any contracts or nothing like that. I'm gonna actually prepare something like that for next time. I'm gonna have a contract ready so they could digitally sign it." So I said, no, you wouldn't be able to. In advance, I told him, no, I wouldn't be able to give you your money back. And he said, okay, that's fine. I like your work. I like what you do. So I trust you. He told me that. And okay, I start on it. And then he's like, no, something happened with the name. This name is not going to be used. I just need to get all my money back, blah, 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 blah. And I called him, had a conversation with him. And I explained to him, I explained to you that I couldn't do this. I did stuff for him. I gave him like some different things to choose. And I worked on it. And not like I invested that much time, but still, it was just very frustrating. And he said, okay, well, he wanted to pay me $80. Something like that, like $80. So he was gonna subtract. He gave me we agreed to a certain amount, and he was gonna subtract from the amount he already gave me. And I was telling him to give me the remaining balance, and he wouldn't do that. And he wanted to, so he was giving me like a small percentage of the amount that we agreed on. Yeah. And I was just really really angry. I didn't want to deal with it. It was already a Sunday, and I just said, "You just take all your money back. Please don't ever contact me again. And what you're doing is extremely bad." And so this was like a horrible situation. And there's more details to it, but whatever. I was just kind of something that happened, and it was a bad experience. But I learned from it, and I'm telling you about it, and then you hopefully learn from it, and some of our listeners. Yeah, totally. But I'm gonna have a little contract ready for next time for situations like that.
Yeah, what's interesting about this is you actually talked about this last show.
Yeah, I talked about it a little bit.
In the beginning. You were I just got an email from this guy. He wants me to do a logo.
I was kind of happy about it. Yeah, it was, and I talked to him. He seemed, his words. It was like he was using good vocabulary. He didn't sound like he knew. He seemed honest. He seemed honest. You listen to your gut, and my gut told me, okay, it's fine. It felt a little tiny bit fishy, but it wasn't like super fishy.
Yeah. So what we're saying is, don't listen to Gary's gut.
Don't listen to
listen to your gut. Don't listen to Gary's gut. Yeah.
But this is the first time it's ever happened, and I've been through a lot of these situations. I mean, a lot, and I've never had this happen ever. So for the most part, your gut is usually going to be right, and you build it up. You build experience. You do stuff. Like if this would have happened to me 20 times or a lot of times in the past, then something's wrong with my judgment. But for the most part, my judgment is pretty good, and most people's we get more experience as we do stuff, and so I just learned from this. I lost a little bit of time or whatever, and it was a weekend. I got very frustrated. I even lost my temper a little bit. I was trying to calm down a little bit, but whatever. It just happened, and I just wanted to bring that up and talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, I know it was definitely frustrating. I remember when you first finished the logo and you were thinking, oh, it's gonna be good, and then he saw it and was just like, I don't like this. So
No, it's not that he didn't like it. It's that he changed the name, and then
Yeah.
he was saying like, "Oh, I don't like something."
Yeah.
The thing is that it was already his same logo that he had, and it was just a specific font.
Yeah.
And he just wanted the font modified, and he wanted some some little mini visual elements added to it, which I did exactly as he asked for.
Yeah.
I could have done other stuff. This is exactly what he asked for. I did exactly what he wanted, and gave him a variety of a few things to choose from.
And to tie into that, I had a situation today where there's certain people that I work with at work that I usually don't ever really work with, certain producers and stuff, and there's this one guy that I just always have trouble with, and
be careful, he might be listening.
Oh yeah, of course he is, totally. But no, I've always had trouble with him, and so I took this feedback class a couple weeks ago, where I took it, and it was basically a class on how to take feedback and give feedback. And one of the people had been working at the company for 10 years, I actually sat down and talked to them about it because they were in my class and we had to partner up and talk about stuff. And I actually talked to them about this situation. She gave me really good advice, and one of the things she told me was just kind of, just like, because the thing about this guy is he's one of those manager type guys where he'll see something and he'll just pass it right off and not even read it or review it and figure out if he needs to get something else from the client or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I talked to this lady about it, and she told me just when I get it, just automatically send him notes back. So I did that today, and it was just a hassle all day. He was in and out of the office, so I couldn't really talk to him. And then I had to go talk to the developers and talk to them and see if they knew what they were doing. It was just a really hassle, but I worked it out and we got it finished, and it was cool. But it's just there are difficult people out there, and I think it's really interesting to kind of hear your thing, and then internal inside a company, there's one person. Is that one person that I worked with today? He's one of those people that people say is not
easy
the best.
To work with.
He's not easy to work with. Yeah, he's a good producer. Don't get me wrong, but he's definitely hard to work with because he's more of a manager. So he'll get something and he'll just pass it right off and not even read it, which is a really bad thing to do.
Is it okay in that situation to kind of figure out a subtle way to tell him to actually read it, but a subtle way without offending him?
Yeah, what this lady told me to do is she said that talk to him about it, and if he doesn't change his ways, then just what you can do is start sending him lists. Every single time he sends you a work order, which is basically what a work order is. Just basically
what they want you to work on.
And so they break it down by I need these banners, they need to have this and this and this on it, and
with
they need
time frames probably right and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So he'll send a work order, and instead of him reading it, what I'll do is I'll go through and I'll be like, well, I need this, 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 and this, and before I even start working on it, I just send him a list of stuff I need, and then he'll go back and actually get it.
Right.
And so that's the best way to handle it, is because then it's subtly, because then you're telling him you're doing the right thing, but you forgot a little thing, And then they're totally
he might not even catch it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good advice.
So yeah, that's what I did, but yeah, that's basically all I had. I was going to say something else, but I'm not sure.
If you remember, because you had beverages, so we understand.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If you do remember, let us know.
Yeah, totally.
What you had in mind.
Totally.
Did you ever have a client or did you ever work with the client and then did different things, and then you moved up a little already in different things, but then the client, so you should be charging the client a little bit more now, but you still kind of you develop a friendship.
You're talking about a client.
You develop a friendship with the client, and then you can't charge him more because he's already used to being charged that amount.
Yeah, they get used to
they get used to a certain amount, and then they want you to still keep charging. But you've already moved up in levels, and you've done all the different stuff. But you develop a friendship. So I have a situation like that, and I was just trying to figure out a good thing with that because we have a friendship already developed, and I should be charging more than I was charging before.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the little issue that I had.
You might be able to get all techie on it and basically just tell them that you have to add something else in because there's something else that's different.
But he's my friend already too. We became a good.
But,
So that's a little.
Or you could just be straight up with them and just be like, hey, you want to actually? I've been doing a lot more work this year, and I'm realizing that in order for me to do your work, I do need to charge a little bit more now. You could just be straight up with them. That might be.
There's a couple. There's a couple varieties of things that I thought about, but this is just a little situation. I just wanted to throw it out there that these are the type of situations sometimes happens with people, especially if you do work. You develop relationships with people, and you become friends with them and pretty cool with them. So that's been happening sometimes.
Of course.
And also you value, is the friendship more valuable than the business side? If it is, then there's different things like that.
If it is, then you try to pass it on to someone else. Then.
Or you can still do it, but just do it for a little bit better price than you would have normally.
Yeah.
I guess. But yeah.
I think the subtle way is just either come out and just say it, or you just you just raise the price and tell them something extra that oh, I forgot that now I have to do this extra, or if it's a print job, then the printer is charging a little more now. You know what I mean?
So what you're saying is that you want to sing Happy Birthday to me live on the StudioDork Podcast, episode 22.
I'd rather do that when we record the show on Saturday.
Why? Oh.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, so it's my birthday. And I'll smile if I want to.
Yeah, it's Gary's birthday today. And he wants me to be like, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Where's my cake?
To you.
Where's my cake?
I meant to get you a bunch of bagels and some like matzah and all that stuff
Matzah?
for you, but and then lift you up on a chair and be like, ha na 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 na, but I couldn't do it.
It's all good.
It's also because you couldn't read from the Torah for me, like you wouldn't do that.
It's hard for me to
I
read.
wanted you to sing it.
I can only read left to right and right to
I wanted
left.
you to be like, hey,
Hey, come on, that's my mom, dog.
I don't know, man, but it's cool.
Why is this episode pretty good and you're at Beverages?
I don't know, but yeah, it's cool, man. It is Gary's birthday. Happy birthday, Gary.
Thank you,
blah,
bro.
Blah, blah, yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Well, because I was trying to finish the song for the fans.
Oh,
but if you guys want to sing along, you totally sing along. Nobody's going to think you're crazy if you're sitting in the park being like, happy birthday.
So what you're saying is people listen to our podcast in the park while walking their dogs/cats. That's what you're telling me.
I really hope so, actually, to be honest with you, because I've had a couple situations where I was sitting in the park and I was listening to like SModcast or something. I just started laughing really loud, and people looked at me weird, like, what the heck? I used to walk around my work all the time, and
So you were LOLing?
I was LOLing. I was
On the streets.
I was probably raffling. I was probably rolling on the
On the
floor.
streets.
On the streets. The streets, Culver City. That's how I roll. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, man, totally. But you know, did you hear about this, dude? Like,
Yeah, it was dope.
Sprint actually. Remember when we talked about Sprint last week? Metro PCS.
Yeah.
They backed out of a deal of buying Metro PCS for $8 billion. Well, they revealed a couple days ago, or actually, yeah, a couple days ago, they actually revealed they've actually spent over $15 billion just to fuel their iPhone hunger. So in order to get the iPhone on, they've actually spent $15 billion just to get the iPhone. Isn't that crazy?
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, that seems so crazy.
I bet you they're going to
man.
get the money back, though.
Oh, of course, dude. I guarantee it. I mean, but it's just so crazy. Like, I don't know. I didn't really read into this article too much, but it looks like they said that they spent $15 billion, but they actually they promised $20 billion to Apple for this whole like deal. So that's a lot of money, dude. $20 billion, man, that is a lot of money.
And T-Mobile couldn't do it, right?
Yeah, man. So I think that's pretty crazy. So that could show exactly why Metro PCS and T-Mobile and all these other companies probably aren't trying to get the iPhone because it's just too expensive.
Too expensive, right?
Yeah, man.
So you just gotta calculate if it's worth it. You're gonna spend this money, but then you're gonna get more users, and you're gonna have the cell phone. So you just gotta figure out what, it's like a give and take situation.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's definitely any business venture you enter into. It can always be very, very different depending on how much money is involved, and there's a lot of money involved in that. And I think that the phone market's a very interesting market because there is so much money involved. Like the way mobile devices are going, I feel like that's where that's where like multi-billion dollars are being spent. Like look at our economy right now. We're $3 trillion in debt right now. It's something like that. Man, 20 billion seems like nothing, but really it's a ton of money.
It is, especially it's a combination when it's a group or multiple people. For one person, it's a whole bunch of money. But a cell phone is the most used thing on the planet.
Yeah, it's crazy how much mobile is really getting like involved.
More than anything, like even if you go to third world countries or you go to all these different places, they're not gonna have like a toaster probably. I mean, I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. Yeah. They won't have like basic things, but they will have a cell phone.
Well, maybe in China they have a toaster called an iPhone, and it's like, oh, I got an iPhone.
That's ice cream sandwich.
I know, man.
We say that every episode.
Ice cream sandwiches.
See, that you could sing, but you couldn't sing.
I sang your birthday song. I just didn't finish it. What's the Russian song where it's like birthday wizard dropping ice cream? I don't know what I'm saying.
We're just branding ourselves as dorks.
Yeah.
Non-plural.
No.
Yeah. Have you heard with your ears?
Yeah, I got my ears open. What's up?
Of the app called Clear App?
No, I've never heard of that actually. What is it?
It's like a
Is it for Clear the company like Cox?
No, it's like if you have pimples and you clear them on your face.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. No, it's called Clear.
Okay.
App, and I'm pulling it up here so I can show it to you.
Okay.
It's to organize. It's like organizing. It's like calendar, like that reminders thing that comes on the iPhone. Mm-hmm. But their interface is really unique. The way they did it. Check this out. So you have all these little stacks, and you're able to move stuff and make plans. But you really have to kind of see it. And look, they fold up like that.
Oh,
we'll include this in the
cool.
show notes for you guys. A little bit hard to explain, but I thought it was
Most
interesting
def.
for you guys to know about it. It's just a different way of having an interface. A good friend of mine told me about this app. And I just wanted to bring that up to your guys' attention and just see that because everybody's trying to organize. I don't know if what people feel about the reminders on the come standard on the iPhones.
Yeah.
For me, I kind of like it. I really like the interface and stuff, but something about it, I don't know. It's like either missing something. Something about it is not perfect, but I can't put my eye to it exactly what's wrong with it. But I kind of like the reminders, the standard one that comes with it. So check this app. It's called Clear. Pretty unique interface. As far as the way that it's like an accordion. I guess I would call it like an accordion style fold. With this type of the way it is, you add different events that you're going to be doing. They check them and they disappear.
Yeah.
But it's just a little bit different. So
it's cool because it's like on your iPhone. It looks like it basically is like
a
a
rainbow
series
or
of
something?
buttons that just go all the way down. There's a gradation from orange to yellow.
See, and they fold. The way they fold in.
Yeah, they fold inward, which is really cool. It is an accordion essentially. So you are correct.
And it has a pretty good ratings on the in the Apple's and the
yeah, it looks
iTunes
like it
store.
has pretty good ratings.
Yeah.
That's cool. And so it's basically something to replace your normal calendar.
Yeah. But just check
reminders.
it out. I just think our viewers should maybe check this out and see what they think. It might not be for you, but it might be for you. But it looks like a lot of people don't know about this one yet. So
Cool.
just wanted to bring that up to our viewers / listeners.
Is there an HD version for the iPad yet?
It looks like it's just an iPhone.
Just the iPhone?
Just looks that way, but
Well,
I'm not
that
positive.
sucks, man. Have you heard about these though? Like seriously, Best Buy and Radio Shack are dropping the price on the iPad 2 like crazy right now.
Obviously.
It's like $50 or $60, but everyone is swearing that it's not because the iPad 3 is coming out.
No, it's because of iPad 3.
So, what I'm going to pose a question to you.
Yes.
Do you think that the iPad 3 is already in their back rooms and they just can't sell them yet? Do you think that Apple's going to
No.
announce it on the 7th and then they're going to just already be...
No, I don't think that they have any of that stuff on them, but I think they have very clear evidence that
Yeah, it'll be out in like a week after the 7th.
something like that.
The 7th.
Yeah, the 7th we'll find out exactly.
Yeah.
All the announcements, Apple's going to tell us, because Apple talks. Apple will tell us
They
when
do
all the stuff is coming out on the 7th of March. They'll be talking about all that, and we'll know officially when the new iPad comes out, the new iPad 3.
Oh, okay.
Or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
It might
yeah.
be called something else. I think it would just be called the iPad 3.
Yeah, I would imagine. I couldn't imagine they would switch because there's so much branding in the iPad. It's like them going and saying the iPhone is now like just a phone.
No, I mean,
dropping the
no,
i.
but what I mean is they might call it the iPad 2S. Or
Oh,
whatever. That's
yeah,
what
I
I mean.
understand. I thought you were just saying drop the iPad.
No,
name.
no, they'll
That's
still
weird,
call the
dude.
iPad. You know, when the iPad name first came out, I felt a little bit fishy about the name, and now I'm so used to it.
I didn't like it either. I remember talking to Jerry Miller. We talked about it on the last show.
One of our teachers from.
I remember talking to him about it. He was saying that, well, this was before it came out,
Yeah.
and before it was announced, everyone was thinking it was going to be called the iSlate.
No, I like iPad better.
But then when it came out with iPad, he made a lot of jokes about the name iPad.
Yeah,
because,
it's easy to make jokes with that.
Yeah,
one.
because you could be like, it's
No,
an
dude.
iPatch. Ha, 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 ha.
Yeah, different things.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, you know.
This episode is not office friendly, is it?
Oh, it's totally office friendly. Have
Okay.
we said anything bad?
Only the stuff that you cut out already.
No, dude.
People don't know. You could have said all this stuff and you just cut it
I
out.
know, man, but we're totally cool. This could be in the bloopers right now. After show.
This could be a blooper as we speak.
Yes.
After show, you are sorry.
I am very, very sorry.
But anyway, so there are some services out there which I'll maybe find an article or maybe we'll have an article or something like that coming up.
Uh-huh.
But just to tease them a little bit, there's some services out there such as like a PSD naming service. What do you mean PSD naming service, Gary?
What
I'll
do you mean?
explain.
All right.
So a lot of times we're rushing, we're doing different things
Yeah.
with PSDs. We're, that's a Photoshop file pretty much.
Yeah.
You're right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Cameron is hurting himself.
No,
Too many beverages.
It didn't hurt me. It's just I was like, oh, it's on the mic. Oh. It was just
Yeah.
like because I know I'm gonna hear it and be like, oh, because like last episode, there was like a point where I dropped the phone and I was just like, oh my god, earthquake, and I was just like that. It was like the worst part.
You took that out. I didn't see it.
I know I did take it out, but it was
I
because
think it was in the bloopers, wasn't it?
yeah, it was in the beginning, but still like stuff like that. Just like I'm noticing stuff like that now. So
You know, I think our episodes sound so good, man. I don't think you realize how good they sound. I think you're doing such a good job with that.
Thank you, I do
No, I'm
appreciate
serious.
that.
On my
Yeah.
birthday, I'm just letting you know that
I do
that you
appreciate
are
that. I'm gonna go get you flowers after this.
doing a
Don't
good
worry,
job.
man.
But
It's gonna be
and
good.
then people are telling me all the time when they find out, what, you guys are recording on an iPhone? What?
know,
They're
that's-
so tripped out. Like
yeah.
people do not believe that. And I bet you that we inspire people not necessarily to with stuff that we talk about. But even to do podcasts themselves, I bet you, these guys could do it. These guys are not. These guys are like whatever. If they could do it, we could do it. And like other people are probably doing podcasts on their iPhones.
I do my own podcast without you, man.
Oh, and you just add my voice later?
No.
You have a side gig.
Technically, I do, because whenever I get an idea, I just record it on there and then I write it down afterwards.
That doesn't count.
Remember, I used to tell you that when I came up with story ideas for comics, I would always just record them. But yeah, now they're clearer on this than my old phone, so.
Wait, we had a topic, and then we got all into all this other stuff when you hurt yourself. But yeah, it sounds really professional, the way the iPhone records. Just people think it's like a full mic, and it has a really good quality mic. So if you guys want to record podcasts, do it. Steal our audiences.
Yeah, just do it, man. What's the big deal?
What's the big deal?
Yeah. And use Podomatic, just because Podomatic give us a free pro account.
Yeah. So PSD, there are some different services out there that exist. For example, or such as you're doing a PSD file and you're not naming your layers. You have things everywhere in different places, and it's not organized correctly. There's some services out there that do that for you. They organize the layers. They call everything what it's called. Like this is a button. This is an icon. This is the Twitter icon. This is the Facebook icon. This is the call of action button. This is the left sidebar. Blah 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 blah. They prepare that for you. You just do your stuff all messy, and you give them the PSD, and they prepare all that stuff for you. So there's like niche services like that exist.
How lazy have we become as designers to not name our
It's
stuff?
not even that we're lazy. Like for example, I usually call my stuff, or at least I have it in a group. I have like a little folder, and that I always do. But sometimes I do have layers that are not named, especially if I'm just working on it by myself. In a group situation, it's a little bit different. Then stuff is named and all that type of stuff. But I'm just saying, if that helps you to be more productive, it's the service. And if it's not too expensive, then. But we'll possibly have some future articles that will have that stuff in detail. We just wanted you guys to know that those things do exist.
That's interesting. I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, that's why I'm telling you.
That ties it really in. Like, the project I was working on, I've been working on it for the past couple days. I've been working on the same project. And I wasn't originally supposed to be on this project, but the reason I am now is because the girl that was working on it before me, she got sick, and so they needed the stuff done.
So it wasn't because they're trying to get their least talented people to help?
No, actually, the deadline actually got bumped up, and I'm actually faster, so it's cool. Yeah, it works out, but
because speed is quality, right?
Sometimes, dude. Sometimes I've got speed and efficiency.
Ooh,
don't worry about it.
Look at those big words.
It's review season right now. Don't worry about it.
Oh yeah, quarter race.
But yeah, so I got her files, and she's a really good designer. Like, don't get me wrong, she's a really good designer. But I've never actually worked on any of her files. But this is one of the first files I think I've worked on that was built originally from scratch, and man, it was the messiest files I think I've ever seen. But it was because she was in the middle of it, so I'm not going to dock her for that. But definitely, I had to spend pretty much a good couple hours just organizing all the files and stuff. But
when you say files, you mean the layers in the Photoshop file?
Yeah, okay. Sorry. Yeah. Well, there were multiple files too, because it's
multiple PSD files with different layers.
Yeah, because it's for a game.
Right.
So I'm working on a game right now, and so it's just like there's a lot of different stuff going on with it. So because normally like I would design everything in one file, but sometimes the assets are so large that
don't hate the player, hate the game.
I won't, dude. Don't even worry, man. Sometimes the files are so large. So I've had experiences where my files were larger than 2 gigs because I was using some huge assets.
Yeah, that happens.
And so now I've learned to split stuff up a little bit, and she was doing that, which was totally right. And
do you have a scratch disk set up on your computer at work?
I do.
Cool.
Yeah, we're actually. Funny thing is,
I can't teach nobody nothing today.
I know. Well, you taught me about
Cameron hates it when I teach.
But you taught me about scratch discs when we were in college.
Credit.
So yeah, you did teach me about scratch discs, so it's fine. But remember that old when I was in my old.
Wait, should we tell people what that is?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, no detail. You can tell.
No, you're good.
You have better vocabulary. You have beverages. No, yeah. So it's just a little thing that if you don't have a lot of memory on your computer and you're using programs like Photoshop or Illustrator or After Effects or InDesign, like most of the Adobe products from the Creative Suite, and you're doing like big files or multiple files and you just run out of memory, you can set up a thing in preferences. There's a thing in there that you could set up scratch disk, so you can have like an external hard drive and you can use memory. It creates space on the hard drive so you save memory, and it just basically what it does is just makes your system work a little bit faster.
But
right, pretty much.
Yeah, one of the things though that I think that when I first used a scratch disk, the best situation in using a scratch disk is if you're using something with FireWire or something with a faster speed. Because sometimes if you use just USB, it's really the scratch disk doesn't work as properly as it could. You know,
yeah. That's a good point. Yeah, or if it's if it's connected. Like as a main hard drive, like a secondary one. Yeah, the faster the better always.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but what I was about to get into before we talked about that was, so I've been hanging out with that business analyst lately.
Oh, the guy that you replaced me with.
I replaced you, dude. It's totally cool.
Oh, you replaced me? Okay.
I guess we don't have a render farm currently at our work for our department. We have it in a different department of my work right now, but they're actually building a render farm right now. Do you know what a render farm is?
A render farm, I don't know. Hold on, let me tell you what I think it is. Assuming, okay, so when you're doing, for example, when you're doing something in 3D, let's say, and you need something to render out, sometimes depending on how complex and how many what the wireframe and all the different things that you have underneath, it could take a really long time to render out. So sometimes you dedicate computers just to do the rendering part, and I think a render farm just logically means something like that, does it?
Yeah,
where you just sign up computers to
essentially what it is it's a room full of computers,
powerful ones,
and all they do is they link together to create this render. So then while you're rendering something on there, you can still use your computer. Because right now we don't have a render farm. We have a couple guys that are working with 3D and After Effects and video stuff. And
that stuff takes a long time to render sometimes.
And so what they usually do is they'll start rendering and then they'll just walk around and like hang out or like sketch for the next project. Right? Yeah, and I don't know. I was talking to this business analyst and we've never had a render farm, but I guess we're now getting into more 3D because we're doing Unity stuff and stuff like that. And, and so it's just I thought it was interesting when they were talking about it because what's interesting about it is our other department of the building they use Linux and Windows machines more. And we use more Macs, so now he had to go and they had to go work on like getting all this licensing and all this stuff for the render farm because they have to make all the render farm Macs versus Windows and Linux. So I thought that was really, really interesting. So I don't know, I just felt like bringing it up because we were
that's
talking
cool.
about
I've never,
scratch discs.
Yeah, no, I've never heard of that term render farm, but logically it makes sense, of course.
Yeah,
it makes sense to have dedicated computers to do that stuff. So you're not. It's not taking over your regular computer, and you can still be productive during the day and not have something render for 6 hours and take half your day away.
Yeah, so I just thought that was interesting because we brought up scratch discs, so it was like perfect, you know.
Cool.
So, but
you're welcome.
Yeah, no problem, man. Have you seen the new JCPenney's logo?
Yes, I did.
You did?
No, I haven't seen it.
Dude, like
Is it pretty good? I don't really like that store.
You know, to be honest with you, it feels like Gap. Like, why'd they basically just copy? Like, what company is going and being like, hey, let's just put a square with the name in a corner of another square? I think it might work for this situation, but it just feels very coincidental that all of a sudden the Gap logo was very similar, and now this logo is here.
Is there something hidden in there? There has to be.
Is there?
I don't know.
I also think it's interesting that if you notice that they're going by JCP now, which is JCPenney's obviously, but it's all lowercase. It's not all, there's no uppercase or anything, so I think it's rather interesting, this logo. It's a little baffling to me, but you want to know what is even crazier?
It's to me.
You see this site? The site is built for mobile all the way.
Cool.
It's the width of a mobile device, and even if you go onto your desktop, it's actually the same exact width on there. Which
right now we're looking at the regular version. I just clicked on the little mobile phone thing. That's probably going to take us to the mobile version, isn't it?
Basically the same version, but what I mean is the width. Is like it's built at I think it's built at 620, which is basically mobile size. It's not built for, even on desktop, it's still built.
I think I did a mobile thing today, and I think I did it within 640.
Oh yeah?
But I was experimenting with different things, and we were talking to the different people.
Yeah.
In there, and so then they said that's about right. But we'll see. We're still experimenting different things. The mobile version. But yeah, no, this JCPenney, I don't know if I really like that logo too much.
I don't know if I do either. There's something, like, everyone's trying to go modern and stuff, but it's just...
If that's the entire logo, the type itself is like 25% of the logo, like, is that still going to be legible when it's small? I don't know, maybe, but I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't know if it would even get very much smaller than that. It might, maybe. I can't zoom out. It's okay. It's alright.
Too many beverages.
No. But yeah, so I just figured I'd bring that up because I saw a commercial and the logo was on the commercial and I was like, what?
Oh, then it has to be real. Because remember, like, when Gap changed theirs and they changed it back, like, in a week and they never came out in commercials or anything. I think they just tried it out on the internet and they wanted to see people's reaction. Yeah,
I actually think that logo's been out for a little bit, the JCPenney one. I think it might be
we just haven't noticed it because we don't really shop there.
Also because we really don't... I don't watch a ton of TV with commercials and stuff, so that could also be the reason. Netflix or HBO. That's pretty much right.
Baller?
Oh, dude, we are ballers in this house.
What
dude,
the?
Totally.
Not people who think that. People think that we don't go to
Why? We live in a dork mansion with the Dorkmobile.
Yeah, but we get our food supply from the 99-cent store. Did you know it's not really the 99-cent store? It's the 99.9-cent store. If you look at the little thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's actually $1.20 with tax.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Depending on where, because in LA, taxes are different depending on the area.
Totally. That's right, dude.
You knew that.
100% correct. I know that it changes. I didn't know. I guess That's
like if you're in Inglewood, if you're in Culver City, if you're in like West Hollywood,
cities, it's different.
But it's still LA.
But it's still cities.
I guess.
Yeah, it's cool. It's like provinces and stuff. We're in Canada, don't you know?
A.
Hey.
It's a letter in the alphabet. It's one of the first ones. A.
You spell it E-H, right?
Ah. Hey, do we really need billboards? Finally, this topic.
Specify what billboards.
The ones on the street.
Do we really need those?
No, really? Just kidding.
No, I was gonna be like, because I'm down with that topic. I would totally talk about that. But
no, the ones. Okay, so we have a big on our site, StudioDork.com.
Yeah.
Oh, advertise our own site. StudioDork.
This is only StudioDork Podcast.
This is just 22. This is the StudioDork Podcast episode 22. But we just wanted to know we wanted you guys to know this is. Cut that out, yeah?
No, it's fine. It's good.
I'll cut
it out. It's fine.
Yeah. So. Billboards. We have a billboard on our site.
Yeah.
By billboard, we mean that large section of where it shows like the newest stuff that's coming out, the newest like daily inspirations, the newest brushes, textures, articles, all that stuff. Do we really need to have that on there? I think we do. Some people said maybe not. Cameron had conversations with different people, supposedly intelligent people.
Yeah, we've had conversations. We did have a couple beverages around that time though, but we still had a conversation, and I talked to him about it. And he does.
That's my friend.
He does make some valid points. And I was sitting down thinking about it, and then this crazy thing happened. So
you got struck by lightning again? How could it happen twice?
No, dude, I'm not that lucky, unfortunately, because then I'd become Flash, and then I'd be able to run super fast.
So you put gel in your hair. That's why it's spiky. I thought you got electrocuted.
Yeah. No, but so. The funny thing is, as I was thinking about this and I was kind of like looking at it, a couple days later, Abazito, one of our biggest, I guess, competitors or friends, I don't know, I like to call them our competitors.
Let's call them our friends.
I want to feel like we're on par with them, but you know, one of our biggest competitors, I guess, or friends, Abazito, they actually changed their site, and they changed it kind of without even really announcing it. They just kind of did it, and then one day it was changed, and they went from, I mean, originally they didn't have like a billboard, like a J. Corey billboard, but
different.
They still had a large
they had a large image of usually their newest thing that's coming on their site.
Yeah, and so Abazito, they changed it now, they just have these giant thumbnails, which I think it works, but I also think that like, maybe we got our billboard, like we were in the billboard phase, I think we might have got onto it, like right around the time that a lot of other sites are now switching out for more of like thumbnails. And I think that it may work, because you could technically have 3 large thumbnails versus having just...
I like having the billboard.
I like it, but I do...
We'll see what happens on StudioDork.com.
Version 3.0?
Version 3.0. We'll see what happens.
When we're going to do mobile up, right?
It might all be done in HTML6.
Yeah?
So we'll see.
All right, man. Happens. I'm down with it.
And then we can just touch buttons with our thoughts.
With our thoughts?
With our thoughts. And we could double click things.
So it's like the Matrix.
With our noise.
With our noise. With our nose?
I saw the Matrix the other day, and you did too a little bit, and it felt so out of date. Like when I first saw it originally, it felt so cool, and the music and all the action and things felt so futuristic, and now it feels like the 80s or something when you're watching it. It's so weird.
It's crazy. Like I thought the choreography in that was like really, or not choreography. Well, the fighting was like really good.
You can call that choreography, right?
Yeah, something like that. I thought it was like really good when I originally saw it, but now that I've kind of like I watched it, I saw a little bit of it when you were watching it, and man, it's really terrible.
What? It's still good. It's just we've seen all this other stuff that's way better.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
All it is.
Yeah.
If we weren't exposed to all this other stuff that's way better, we wouldn't even know. We would still think that the other thing is good.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just things are just always improving, and things are getting better and better. So the point of this conversation is that you have to improve as things improve as well. So you have to always be strive for going up, or at least a little bit up. Don't ever be going down, and don't ever be going straight. Always be moving up. Whether it's in your work, whether it's in the stuff that you love doing, whether it's in the things that inspire you, whether it's your family, whether it's anything, always try to go up, the direction up. Or at least a little bit up.
A prime example of that is...
you know what I'm saying when I mean a little bit up? Like, not exactly like
you never want to be the best, but you never want to be the worst. You want to sit there and basically just keep progressing, and you always want to have someone above you. And this is... Prime example is...
I understand that.
Your situation where you currently worked before. Once they start cutting your hours down, you decide, oh, I'm not really learning as much here, and I'm kind of becoming more of like... I'm very familiar, and I'm very comfortable, and you kind of don't want to be always as comfortable. You want to always feel like you're being pushed. And so then you moved on, and now you're working in another place, which is pretty awesome because now you're learning and you're doing a lot more stuff.
Yeah, that place is pretty good.
I think that's the best advice I ever got in college was someone said you never want to be number one, you want to be number two. Because once you're number one, there's no point.
And you're not learning anymore. Yeah, you're just comfortable at that point, and you're just sitting there and just doing whatever. Man.
Yeah.
So that's really good. Some good words of the dorks.
Yeah, I mean, perfect example is Apple. They never stop. They just keep going up.
But they are number one.
They are number one, but also...
It's a bad example, bro.
No, they are number one, but they're an exception to the rule. Because most people, when they become number one, then they start, like, just chilling, you know? But Apple's just like, no, we're going to keep pushing. That's Steve Jobs. That's why I'm really interested in 5 years, once Steve Jobs is all of his ideas that he wrote down.
That they use them all up. Yeah.
Once they use them all up, are they just going to start recycling stuff? Or all of a sudden we're going to see, like, an iPad 9 with, like, maybe 0.2 megapixels in the camera, and, like, maybe they add... a little bit of processing power to it, you know what I mean? Like, once you get to that point...
It'll probably be, like, hologram movies in there. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Like, on Star Wars, when, the princess and stuff, and you see her and all that.
I don't think I ever told you about this concept. I don't know if I even want to talk about it on here, because it may be stupid, but there was a concept when we were in school. We were in an environmental design class, and we were supposed to design something that we thought was going to be, like, in the future. And I didn't actually design this because I couldn't figure out a good way to do it then, but I could probably do it now, like a concept of it. And the idea would be, like, when you go into a movie, instead of going into like a room that's just one-sided where there's seats on one side and a screen on the other, instead there's like a center console with like a giant like balloon thing, and then the movie is projected on that balloon thing, creating like almost like a hologram effect, and everyone just sits around it. So then every single time you go and see the movie, it would almost be a different view. So it'd be almost different perspective.
That's pretty cool.
It's a cool, I don't know, I thought it was an interesting idea, but I couldn't comp it up.
Well, somebody just jacked that idea. One of our listeners just took that and made billions of dollars while you sit here on my fake leather chair.
I can't help it if this chair is fake.
No, it's actually real.
But see, I'm real and it's fake, so we're like repelling each other. We're like magnets.
Made in Italy.
Yeah?
If Italy was in China.
Well, I mean, talking about Europe, you know, I've been listening to this audiobook lately.
Oh, it was almost a good transition.
I've been listening to this audiobook lately that is called Cloud Atlas, and it's a pretty interesting book. I know that I talk about books a lot, and Gary kind of gets a little wonky.
No, I like some of the books that you talk about.
Yeah, this one is a little too highbrow.
Wonky Town.
I've been having a little bit trouble listening to it because it's a really long book.
You said it's a little bit of an eyebrow?
Highbrow.
Oh.
It's a little highbrow, meaning it's a little bit...
pluck it.
It's a little bit above me, unfortunately. The writing is extremely well done, and basically what it is it's like 6 stories that stretch across the 19th century, and it's all tied together somehow. And it's all about basically just different points in history and all this different stuff. And it's really cool, and I'm only like a couple hours in, but I think it's a very interesting book. And they're making it into a movie. It'll be a movie in 2015 is when they're making it. So if we survive the Mayan zombie apocalypse, then we can totally do it. But if not, then no Cloud Atlas. But I'm bringing this up because what I've been doing recently is I've been reading a lot of books. It's because what we're getting ready to do here on StudioDork is, let me get you in on this too. I just haven't really figured out how we're going to do this exactly, but we're going to start writing book reviews. I'm going to do a book a month, so I'm going to try to read a book a month. Right now I'm way ahead, so I've got a couple books that I can start writing about, but I'd like to focus on books that are being turned into movies, because then people that, even if they don't want to read the book, they can at least see if the book is interesting by our review, and then they can go see movies. They can go see the movie and stuff. So this week we should have a book review coming out later on this week, maybe next week. We'll see. I got an action-packed week this week.
This is a crazy week.
This is a crazy week. I've got a lot of stuff going on. Do you have a lot of stuff going on?
I might have a few things happening this week.
I know that, like, this weekend's going to be crazy.
Yeah, I have some events going on.
Pretty nonstop.
For my birthday, just different things, whatever. I just want to enjoy. Haven't really done anything for the last maybe 4 years or whatever, and this is like a pretty big birthday, 30 years old, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, Gary turned 30 today.
I turned 30 today, February 28.
You're a man, finally.
February 28, 1982.
Wow, man. Do you feel older?
I do.
Do you feel wiser?
I don't.
You don't feel wiser?
That's what Google's for.
Oh, yeah, totally.
No, I don't know. I have had weird feelings about different things, but we'll see. Hopefully it passes. I don't like these weird feelings. Ooh, get out of me. Get out of me.
It's alright, man. If you guys could have saw that, he was shimmying and shaking all over the place. It was crazy. But yeah, but speaking of how busy this week is, you know what I'm doing tomorrow?
Let me guess. You're going to go see a movie.
I'm not going to go see a movie tomorrow.
Oh, you're going to Disneyland. Did I kill it? I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
You always do that.
So there's a leap year. So this year is a leap year, as you know. So we get a February 29th.
No wonder a bunch of people thought my birthday was tomorrow, because my birthday's the end of the month, but every year, every 4 years, it's thing. Yeah, sorry, bro.
No, you're fine. You're fine. So I found out last week that Disneyland actually on a leap year, the day, the 29th of February, they actually stay open for 24 hours. And so some of my friends at work, they're really into Disney, and I could only get one person that would be down to do this, but I'm going to basically go on, I'm basically going to be up for probably 48 hours, essentially. So
I need you to rest on Friday, though.
No, of course. Hey, I want to talk to you also because Friday is First Friday. Do you want to go down to food trucks?
We'll talk about this later.
All right, cool, dude. But yeah, so we're going to Disneyland tomorrow. So I'm gonna go to.
Wait, are you coming home first after work, or are you going?
No, I'm going to dinner and then we're going to Disneyland.
No. I mean that Friday.
Oh, I'm not going to First Friday. That's what I was saying. If you want to go, we can go down there just to do like a chill thing, just to go on First Friday, eat some food, and then
yeah.
go to a
You know
movie.
what? We might do that this week. I'll just come home first. We're talking about it on the podcast. People know now. People know.
This is after show. It's cool.
Oh yeah, you can put that in there. Yeah, we'll see. We'll talk about it. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we're always down at First Friday. So if you guys ever
come on,
people
are stalking us over there.
What's up, dude?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see what's up.
But it's down in Venice, and you know who's down in Venice? You know who's down in Venice? The guys from Biddy.
What?
Biddy's down there,
What?
dog.
That's so
Yeah,
cool.
man, they're always at the food truck thing. So I'm like waiting to run into them and be like, "What up, dog? Evan White, what up?" Yeah, I only know him because when you
Twitter.
it's like Todd
Twitter.
or Tom on MySpace.
Yeah.
When you
He's your only friend.
Yeah, so that guy would automatically
Smart.
follow you. So yeah, I don't know, but yeah, so I'm going to Disneyland tomorrow. We're gonna see how that goes. We're gonna try to get down there by midnight, and I'll probably be out there till about 4 in the morning, and then we'll come home, try to rest, and then head into work, power through that, and then freaking. But they're open until 6 a.m., so we may stay till 6 a.m. and just head into work afterwards.
Are you going to get wings that day?
I'm talking about bringing in about 6 Red Bulls. I'm just going to slam them all day. Maybe have a heart attack if I get lucky.
I need you to live on Saturday, though.
No, I know. I gotta look out for you. It's cool,
Yeah.
dude. But yeah, because we're going clubbing on Saturday. Yeah.
We'll hang out, do different things, yeah.
Yeah, dude. No, we're going
to Costco.
We're going to West Hollywood, though, right? So we're going to those types of clubs.
Yeah. No, yeah, it should be pretty good. Different things or whatever. Yeah, my birthday. But people need to know about the StudioDork survival kit. That's what they're asking about. I don't know. They just asked about it, and they want you to tell them about it. So
So if you guys have been on the show, even if this is your first time, this is what's going on. So we've been up for almost a year now. So March 17th. Yeah. March 17th is going to be our 1-year anniversary. So it feels good, man. What do you feel like so far? Like
feels like I'm 30, but yeah, no, it feels pretty good.
You feel 30, but you were 29 when StudioDork started, and now you're 30. So stuff is getting crazy.
I just turned 29.
Yeah, right before StudioDork went up. Yeah. So March 17th. So what's going on March 17th is we are doing a giveaway.
What? Tell me more.
Yeah, we're giving away free stuff, dude.
Free plus tax?
No, you want to free 99 plus tax, which actually takes it down to free. So you don't even have to pay the 99. It's so crazy. Man, we're like Chopper, the guy that chops prices on cars and stuff. He's like, Dodge Ram, I'm just chopping it down to $15.99, $15.99 with tax and blah blah. That's Chopper, but.
Is that from Vegas?
Yeah, that's from Vegas. But
people are not gonna know. No, people listen to this on Mars.
He's world renowned, though. He has a show on Discovery Channel or something.
Sure.
Yeah, man, he's got a genie, whatever, dude. So what we're doing is we're giving away a 1-year anniversary Dork survival kit.
Yeah,
it's very simple to answer. If you're wondering how do I get into this, let me tell you how to get into this.
Could we win? Could we go?
If you really want to, I don't want to mail it though, because I have to mail it around the world to get back here. So. But yeah, so what we're doing for our 1-year anniversary, we're giving away a Dork Survival Kit. Dork Survival Kit is going to be filled with tons of stuff. All types of swag. We both work in industries where we get tons of free stuff every once in a while, and we're just going to give some of that away,
Just for you.
Just for you guys. So what we're doing is basically easy way to enter. You follow us on Twitter at StudioDork or on Facebook at facebook.com/StudioDork. You just like us, or you can go on Google+. And on Google+, easiest way to get to Google+, you can go to Google+ and just type in StudioDork. I'm sure it'll come up. Or you can go to our website, and right above the search section of our site, you just click the Google+ icon, and that will take you right there. And then you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, which we have all the podcasts up there.
Guys, actually, all those links are at the top of our site. The little icons are above the search bar.
They're also in the show notes.
Exactly. But they're on our site, so you guys can get to all that. Facebook, all the stuff he's talking about, YouTube. All that stuff is there.
And if you know how to work the Googles, you could probably just type StudioDork Facebook.
What?
And that will probably take you to our Facebook.
How do you work the Googles?
It's pretty crazy, dude. I'm a search engine master, I guess. Mama is cool too.
Search engine Mama,
what up? But yeah, so if you enter in, even if you're already following us, you're already entered in for a chance. But definitely, if you're not following us on the rest of those things, definitely go. Every single time you enter in, or every single time you follow us on one of those things, that enters your name in again. So you can get like 4 or 5 times entered into the contest.
You have more chances to win, and you can get more free Gary's and Cameron's junk.
Yeah. So and this is how it's gonna work. So. we're going to go ahead and we're going to go down our list of bajillion people that follow us. We got a ton of followers
We got
going on.
so many followers. You almost got like 6.
Yeah, it's crazy. So we're going to put it all into a spreadsheet. 6-column spreadsheet.
Yes,
Crazy.
Excel.
Yeah. So we're going to put it into a spreadsheet, and what we're going to do is we're going to assign every single person a number, and that number is going to be put into a random generator, and it's going to generate a random number, and whatever number comes up, that's who's going to get it. And at first we were a little worried. We were like, well, we got a lot of bots that follow us because you got a couple, there are always bots, and that just happens. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a 48-hour cap on it. So between the 17th and the 19th, or the 16th and the 19th, however you want to do it, in between, kind of keep an eye on the site, and definitely
Wait, what happens if the bot goes, Transformers, and it tells us, yeah, send me stuff?
Then we totally send it to him.
So the bot's going to use it?
Yeah, so... Definitely, if you're a bot out there and you're listening to
let
the
us
show,
know, bot.
Let us know, dude. We're totally down. We like Transformers.
Bot up!
I didn't see the last one, but, it's cool.
Oh, you got embarrassed.
Shia LaBeouf, it's good. Yeah, But yeah, so
bots.
Definitely keep an eye on the site between the 16th and the 19th, just to keep an eye out, just in case your name gets called, because we are putting a 48-hour cap, so if you don't respond within 48 hours, we're just going to assume you're a bot, and then we'll just have to give it to someone else. So, and I kind of want to put a cap on it, so after like 5, if we get like 5 bots, then we'll just save it for another giveaway or something.
Okay.
That's something, but that's the Dork Survival Kit.
Yeah, and then if we see that they're bots, we could just take them out of the little database too, because sometimes
we can do that too. Yeah, definitely.
Depending if it's not so difficult.
Yeah.
But we are getting a lot of followers, especially on Twitter.
Yeah, our Twitter's starting to blow up. I think we're doing a good job with that. So.
But take them out, Cameron.
So definitely. So I was talking about YouTube earlier, and where all the shows are on YouTube. Well, now you can also go onto iTunes. If you go onto iTunes, you can subscribe to the show. That's the best way to do it, because what we're doing, you actually get a benefit from doing that. So
I love benefits.
Yeah, I know, dude. I know you do. I do too. Yeah.
Yeah.
But benefits. So what the main benefits of this?
I'm talking about dental, health, visual, HMO, PPO. What are you talking about?
Yeah, choice. But yeah, so. Definitely, the way to do it is you subscribe to iTunes, and if you subscribe to us on iTunes, you actually get the show 24 hours ahead of time.
Wow, 23 plus 1?
Yeah, so like, if one of your friends isn't subscribed to it, then you might go into work or go into school and be like, hey, did you hear the StudioDork podcast? They were talking about this, and they're like, I didn't even get it yet. And you'll be like, you need to go into iTunes and get it.
With it.
Yeah, so definitely subscribe to it on iTunes, and if you don't want to do it on there for some weird reason, definitely you can do it on YouTube. And
hold on, don't be weird. Don't be weird. Go on iTunes. Don't be weird.
We are dorky, so there's a little bit of weirdness in there. It's alright though, man.
It's a mixture.
There's somebody that might just like Zune, which we need to get on that a little bit, but it's cool. Yeah,
what's going on
we need to figure out how to get it on the Zune.
Let's get triple downgrade.
No, dude, it's cool. Like Zune had a Halo Zune. Why not? Was there a Halo iPod?
Was there the Beatles Zune?
Was there a Beatles iPod? So. Oh, okay. Then you win. But it's okay. Only this once you win, Gary. Only this once. But definitely.
So many beverages today.
But definitely check us out on iTunes. And while you're on iTunes, if you subscribe to the site, if you're not even subscribing to it, go on there and give us a review, man. We always like the feedback, and we want that feedback to transfer to other people that may be looking into the site. So definitely give us a 1 to 5 star review. We prefer 5 stars, but if 1 is all you can give us, that's totally fine, man. But definitely write us a review, and this is for StudioDork.
Wait, you're done with that, right?
Yeah.
We actually had an email question, didn't we?
Oh, did? Oh, yeah,
One of our buddies.
Yeah.
What was the question?
No, that'll have to be saved for next time.
We'll give you guys next time. We actually had a question from one of our friends about something. He actually sent it and everything, and he's like all this positive stuff. Anyways, yeah. Well, now we sound professional.
But you want to also, that's another way you can get in contact with us. If you have any questions, we are considered professionals in our field. Yeah. So if you have any questions at all, I mean, we may not seem so professional in here all the time. We
trip on air.
Yeah.
There's air in the way, we'll trip over it. We are professionals.
We always be tripping, dog. Always be tripping.
Whoa.
So, but definitely, you can always email us. There's an email section of our site on the contact section. Or if you don't like contact forms, which is really weird because our contact form is so beautiful.
Super nice.
So beautiful.
Attractive. It's like it works out. It goes to the gym. It eats healthy.
Yeah,
it's almost like a vegetarian or something.
Yeah, and it's weird because it's blue, so it's like a Smurf or something.
It is.
But definitely, if you don't want to use the contact section of our site, you can also go to StudioDork@gmail.com.
Just StudioDork, same spelling as our site, and just at Gmail. It's safe,
Yeah, totally. And so this has been the podcast for StudioDork.com. Just in case you forgot what you were listening to, or maybe you stumbled upon us on iTunes, and we appreciate that. Write us a review or there, subscribe, and Check out the site, StudioDork.com.
It's a pretty good site, guys. You guys will like it. There's different things. You'll get inspired if you haven't been to it yet. And you can get some free brushes, Photoshop stuff, some textures for your art, for different designs that you're working on. And everything is 100% free. You can use it commercially. You can do all the stuff you need to do. And it's all for free. And if you want us to create anything for you as far as assets, if you are looking for some specific brushes, like, hey, I want to find bricks that are made out of tomatoes, we'll figure that out, how to make that happen for you.
Can we do that? I want to make some bricks tomatoes.
Yes.
Tomato bricks.
Or if there's some specific brushes that you guys need with some specific type of strokes or specific type of textures in the brushes, we will create those for you. Just let us know.
Yeah, man.
So this is stuff that we do. We love doing this. We love giving back. Both of us love designing, and both of us love teaching design. So, and we like creating and talking, all this different stuff. We're very passionate about all this. So we just want to continue doing this. We're having lots of fun doing it, and it's like therapy for us. So we're doing this. It's good. We let stuff out. We let stuff in. We fight. We argue. We have good debates. So this is stuff that we love a lot.
Yeah, and you want to, even if you live in LA and you want to just like maybe kick it sometime, just email us. Why not, dude? It's totally cool. We're always down to kick it and talk about design. We love design.
Seriously.
Dude.
Yeah, we're down to hang out with different.
Maybe go to a gallery opening or something.
Yeah, that's fun. Good stuff.
Totally down,
good
man.
one. Yeah, good one. Real good. Or even go like a good friend of mine, Sam. He told me that we like a good fun thing to do is also going scavenger, like photography scavenger hunt. You prepare like different things and go shoot pictures of like some specific things, like whether
you're like, I need to go find this type of value.
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
or even just go like in the woods or something. He told me that we were gonna do this like a few years ago, but we never did. And that'd be pretty cool to do that. I know that's one of our listeners, so just letting him know that he should let us know. We should all go and do that. It'll be really.
Could that be a Studio Dork meetup? Where
yeah,
we could invite
cool.
people from the show.
That's a pretty good idea.
Yeah, and they can just come out and just take some photos and stuff, dude. I'm totally down.
Yeah,
I'm totally down with that. So take us out there, man.
Yeah, guys. So we really appreciate you guys taking some time and listening to us once again. Hopefully, you guys have enjoyed another pretty good episode of the StudioDork Podcast. Hopefully. I hope. We can only hope and pray, even though we're not really religious. So this was the StudioDork Podcast, episode 22. Thanks, guys. Have a great one.
Totally have a great one.
Totally.
Stay dorky.
Yeah. Show! Dork world, party time!
Okay. I was like, Wayne's World. That's what's going on. Awesome. I thought you were.
It's so random.
I thought you were going into Mad World, like like that song, but no.
No, Dork World, party time.
Right? We all did air guitars. It's crazy.
We play guitars from the thin air. The air is not fat. It's thin.
It's thin.
It's so thin. It doesn't even eat. Eat something, air.
I know, man.
It's so thin.
It's diet, but hopefully it's not dead air.
Hopefully.
If it's too thin, it might die.
It might die.
Could be dead air.
And it only has 9 lives. Meow. That's the thing. So it won't be cool.
Oh,
it's just going nowhere. But it's going everywhere.
But it's too soon, dude. The air just died like a couple minutes ago. It's too soon, man. Hopefully it's a zombie and it comes up. It's like,
how did it die?
Dude, what if there's zombie air? You're just like walking around, all of a sudden you just get engulfed by air.
And it eats you, and then you turn into zombie air. And now you have to shoot your own family just because. Sorry, brother. Boom.
I know, man. While we're on zombies, have you ever had a zombie plan? Like there's ever a zombie?
No, I never really thought about this type of stuff. Sounds to me like you have though.
I used to always have a plan for like if zombies attacked, and like when I worked at my last place, it was the first time I ever met anybody that had one too, and it was interesting. Very interesting, these plans. Like
in the last couple of years, I've met so many people that are like infatuated by zombies, and people like my own, like people that I've known for a long time, my own like really good friends and stuff, and they're infatuated by zombies. I never knew so many people are infatuated by zombies.
Fourth roommate,
including you, fourth roommate, exactly. And like just other people, and then some people from school, you guys love. It's like such a, you're just like, I never really knew about that.
Think about it, man. Think about it this way. You wake up one day, and all of a sudden, everything you've ever known changes in an instant.
Oh, it hurts so much. You just made me
crazy,
you just made me think. Oh, my brain hurts so much. You're like, where
maybe
is this
there's a zombie-eating virus in your brain. Get it out! Get it out!
It's in my 30s.
Oh,
get to my 40s.
You do?
Hey, 30s and you 29, right?
It is this weekend.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
We got so much energy in this podcast, I don't know why.
It's totally awesome,
Both of us are tired, I don't understand.
No, man, I'm totally down, man. What's up? I gotta be up for a couple more hours. I gotta do some stuff for StudioDork.com. That's the podcast I've been doing stuff for.
I'm actually, after we're done with this, I'm thinking about, like, talking to you about maybe, like, some books or something. Would you recommend? Because I've been going to sleep early now a little bit, because I'm an old man now.
Yeah. You're older. Old man.
So we'll talk about some different books.
Why don't we do it right now? What's up?
I don't know, just whatever. We'll see, like, what books you might recommend or whatever.
Okay. Yeah, that's
cool. And I'll try to think of some ways that I can maybe read a little bit more without having my ADD kick in and being distracted by my own voice as reading, because that's what happens to me. Now, those were a couple of our chapters, and
listen to some interesting stuff.
We said that already.
I know, but music now.
Oh, no, music already happened.
No, we do that before the music. We do.
You had a lot of beverages.
No, we had 2.
You only had 2 beverages, but they didn't taste good. One of them tasted bad.
One of them was really bad. It was like...
People could know.
You want me to talk about it?
No, but people can know a little bit. We can tease them.
Okay.
But anyways, yeah.
I think...
Don't think, just do. No, yeah, think.
Yeah, let's be Nike, just do. Hey, speaking of Nike, did you hear about this thing? Like, I've been seeing this advertisement for this thing called the Fuel Band. I'm very intrigued by it. And it's like this little wristband that I wear. Like, I wear this little, like, wristband that people think is a Livestrong wristband, but it's actually... Me and Gary both wear we're super cool and stuff, but...
You edited your own words.
But yeah, so this... It's like this, basically, but what it has it built in, so it's got these little LED lights on it, and you've seen people with those shoes that have the Nike Plus thing that sync to your phone?
Yeah.
Well, that's what this band does, this Nike Fuel Band or something, and it's not actually out. They did like a limited release in LA where you could pre-order it, and then you could go pick it up or something like that. But I saw an advertisement for it, and I thought it was really interesting. Like, could you imagine people just like, oh, I got a little band, and I'm going to use it all the time now. Like, that's very interesting to me, like, thinking about, like, being able to sync it to your phone and use it as kind of like a pedometer, and then just being able to just be like, oh, I walked this many miles today. And it's like, why'd you walk that many miles? Oh, it's just in my office.
Can you make this, what is this called again? Bloopers?
This is after show.
After show. Can you make the after show more boringer with whatever you just said?
Yeah? I could totally do it. So...
I was walking down the street.
I was walking.
Down the street.
And then I ran into a dude.
Whoa! Why?
Because he was in a wheelchair.
In a mosh pit again?
In a mosh pit.
Again. No, yeah, make this all out in the Chipmunks. Because that's the only way we can relive that part. But yeah, Dorks, out.
Yeah, ready?
Come on! Look how long this one is.
Okay, I guess it is.
I know, you're still in the mood to record. You're like hyper. I'm pretty hyper too, I don't know why. In this episode, we gave each other energy. I don't know why that happened.
I think I was infused with nectar of the gods.
No, whenever you talk about zombies, you get all crazy.
Oh, I know, dude.
That's what it was. So, guys.
This has been your after show.
This has been your after show.
Not StudioDork Podcast.
Our after show.
Yeah, their after show.
You guys own this after show. You own stocks in this particular after show.
Yeah, if you want to send us in emails, this is a real
Buy
thing.
us coffee.
No, well, you can go to... Buy the Dorks
decaf.
Buy yourself.
Buy yourself.
I drank cappuccino today, which was not very good, but it was cool. And
what? You drink coffee now?
No,
You've changed so much.
I know,
you used
dude.
to be a little boy.
LA changed me. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know my life anymore.
Why did I bring you here?
Why did you do this, Gary? No, to be on the real right now, if you want to go to our contact section of our site, you can always send us links to, say you have comments about the show, and it's almost like calling in, but instead just give us a MOV file, or not MOV.
Oh, their voice.
Yeah, we'll put it in the after show, and we will...
I heard podcasts doing that before.
Yeah, so if you have a question or anything, just send us an audio thing. And even if it's like you just decided that you want to get your name out there, like maybe you're a designer and you've got something cool that you're doing, you can even just send us like a question and then just tack on your thing at the end, so then
Seriously?
it's like an advertisement.
Good job.
For
no,
yourself.
I like that a lot. I have people that will do that already. I'm going to tell them.
Yeah, so
I know people that will
do that, and we'll answer it, and we'll just give you feedback. So even if you decide like maybe you're a singer and you just want to just sing to us, you want to make a dork song, or maybe you already have a dork song, you just want to sing it.
And if it's good enough, it could be our new theme song or something.
That might be a new contest that we could probably run.
Probably. But we just barely made this idea, and I already got 20 text messages of people that want to Ask us questions.
So get your question now
before other people do. Hurry, run to your iPhone 4S.
But if you're already, and that's the thing is you know how good our recordings sound on our iPhone. If you have an iPhone, just record it on there, and then you can just email it to yourself
instantly.
So crazy. Just try to keep it under a minute though. Like we don't want it to be too long. We don't want.
Even if it's long, we'll edit it out to make because we don't want everything on this. It's not gonna be pure.
Okay.
So you can.
I would still try to keep it still under about 5 minutes. I don't want to be like editing like these half
Keep it under a couple of hours just for us because.
Yeah, like I mean I know you want to be on the podcast that much, but please don't give us a half an hour podcast of your own for us to put on.
We'll figure it out. Alright, guys. This time we're leaving. Okay, we're tired and we got things to do. Please leave us alone. Get out. Get out.
Get out. Wait, are we gonna do something funny so you can make voices? Wait, you're gonna make that into a voice, and I'm gonna sound ridiculous.
No, I'm gonna use that in my next remix.
Dork mix. Alright, guys. Peace. That means bye or sayonara.
Or we just like world peace.
Or
he's not a very good basketball player.
Some basketball fans might get that, but most people won't.
We're really happy.
Alright, now what?